Is there a consequence to our sin? Welcome to Bearded Ministry. My name is Josh Nichols and this is Monday Minute. Monday Minute is a place where we get your week started off with a quick Bible study. Currently we're going through our Women of the Bible series, so if you're interested, check out some of the other videos. But if you've been here before, you know what time it is, and it's time to get your week started off with some of that holy, holy, holy power. Come on! Let's get started. In the previous episode, we discussed the mother of Moses, Jochebed. And well, maybe you remember this. Well, this was actually a design clip. We see from text in Exodus that Jochebed actually gave birth to a daughter and 2 sons. Well, we're discussing women of the Bible, so let's go ahead and discuss Moses' sister. Moses' sister is actually referred to Miriam the Prophetess in Exodus chapter 15. But let's go ahead and let's start at the beginning, okay? Miriam is most likely the sister that was actually watching over Moses while he was in the basket in the Nile River. And one key thing that helps Jochebed actually nurse baby Moses after the Pharaoh's daughter finds him in the water is when the sister says, "Shall I go and get one of the Hebrew women to nurse the baby for you?" Miriam and Moses had another brother named Aaron, and the 3 of them played a major part in helping God's people escape slavery in Egypt to the Promised Land. We actually see another part of the story where Miriam actually leads the women in worship with the tambourine and dance. Yes, people actually danced in the Bible. Miriam has the title of prophetess in the Bible, and she's actually just one of a few women that actually have that title in the Bible. We'll learn about the others later in this series. Hey, Miriam sounds perfect, right? Well, she was not without fault though. Both Miriam and Aaron actually criticized Moses' wife, and they said things like, "Has the Lord only spoken through Moses? Hasn't he also spoken to us?" Now these might seem harmless, but this was actually directly questioning God's choice in Moses as the leader of the Israelites. And after this we see that God actually comes down in a pillar of smoke to have a talk with Miriam and Aaron. And after this talk, Miriam's skin actually turns leprous. Yes, she got leprosy for doubting God. Aaron then panics and actually turns to Moses and asks for forgiveness. Moses then cries out to God to heal Miriam. Now God ends up healing her, but it's after 7 days of suffering with this disease. Miriam had a great title, and she actually had a platform to be an example of a loving servant to God. But just like everyone else, she sinned against God too. Fast forward in the story about 40 years, you know, after the Israelites have wandered around in the desert this whole time. We all know the ending of Moses' story where he is unable to enter the Promised Land before he dies. And we see the same thing for Miriam. She actually dies and is buried before the Israelites even enter the Promised Land. Miriam's life is a reminder that sometimes there is a consequence to our sins. Don't get me wrong, God still loves us, and yes, He is willing to forgive us when we ask for it, but sometimes we do have to go through a little bit of suffering for what we've done. But even through that, this doesn't overshadow Miriam's great story of serving God and being known as a prophetess of God. Thank you for checking out this week's episode of Monday Minute. Be sure to come back next week where we are actually going to be going over the story of Rahab. But until then, I want to encourage you to get out there and share a smile with someone. Yes, smiles really do make a difference in this world. Okay? Alright, peace!